Hi everyone, Kevin here. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to change the light bulbs on your clusters. So I'm missing a couple ones. I think it's this one and this one. I took a picture of it before I took them out. So I know there's a couple of videos out doing it, but I'm just going to show you guys how I do it as well. I'm not going to show you all about tearing apart the dash and taking it out, but it's pretty simple. You just kind of pull up on the sides here, get them out. Same with over here. You just kind of pull it out, and then you're going to undo all the wires in the back. The other thing that I do use is a trim tool. So in here, use a trim tool, and there's two clips, one here and one here. Those are the ones I use the trim tool on because I don't like to take a chance of breaking anything. So and then I put the trim tool in, and I just kind of pry it down with that, and there's the little clips that you can see, right? So yeah, and then at the back of these, each one of these will have a wire that you're going to unhook. I turn the power off and everything to the car when I do it, and that way so I just don't cause any codes or any issues. Unhook the battery, so forth and so on sometimes. It depends on what I'm doing. For this, I'm going to unhook the batteries because I don't want to cause any problems. But I don't think you need to. Okay, so I'm going to tear this out and get it on my workbench, and I'll show you guys how to change the light bulbs. Okay, so I wasn't going to show you how to take it off, but then I remembered for myself, as always, is the hardest part is getting the clips off. So here's your ignition switch. So I just popped this one out, but I did that so I could show you how to get the clip off of the back. So behind it, there's this little tab in here. It's on the top side, and you have to push it down and pull out. So I use a screwdriver, and I push down and I pull out. So again, then you're going to go to the top, actual part of the clusters. So this part of the cluster is attached with a cable right back here, and it's the same thing. With a cable right back here, and it's the same thing, but on the bottom side, so I've flipped it upside down, you can see that you have to push it down and pull it out. And again, that goes for the same for the other side on the cluster. On the bottom side, back, push down, pull out. And then the other little one that you have is just a little tab that's actually a release, and you got to push down and pull out. And it's on the top as well. Okay? And that'll be for, that's for your light dimming control. Okay, so that's how you get those little clips out. They're a bit of a pain. But yeah, but that's how you do it. The ignition switch, again, if you want to just pull it out, it's just clipped in on the side, and it actually pushes in. So there's two little clips on the side that you could take off to leave the ignition in. Sorry, this isn't such a great video. There's two little clips. Just open it up, pop it off. Okay, so that's how you get the little clips out. Okay, so we got the cluster out. We flip it over, and there's three screws you got to take out on each side. So once you got those out, you're just going to take them out, put them to the side. I just put a little tray there to throw them in, and you're just going to throw them in there. And that's it. And then we'll go to the next part, tearing it apart. So you want to open it up, stick the screwdriver in. Always keep a screwdriver in. Move this screwdriver to this side. Clip that one. Make sure you move the screwdriver around. You always have one in there. And then clip this one off. But you still might need to get the screwdriver in a little more. And this is the part, is if you lose the screwdriver right now, you gotta start all over. So there we go. So those are done. Three of them out. It's the side with the three I take off first, and then the side with the two. This is just the way I've done it before, so I just keep doing the way I know it works for me. Okay, so you take the cluster down, you put it to the side, put it to the side. And then just gonna pull this out, put that over there. This will just pop out, and then you put that down. And then we'll take a look at the light bulbs. And I took a picture of the ones that aren't working, so I know which ones to replace. But I think I'm just gonna replace them all while I'm in here. So yeah, so we'll take a look at it. I'll show you how you tear apart these. I'm just going to take a better look at them, but they just pop off, and these are just little plastic covers, and you're going to keep them, and the light bulbs are on this side. And I'm just going to confirm that I have the right light bulbs for this. Okay, so I do have the right light bulbs. I got them. Here's the number. It's 7219. I just ordered these ones off Amazon. You have to make sure that you get the right size, because the other ones I was looking at were slightly a little bit bigger, but these are the numbers I seem to research and seem to come up. So you can find them on Amazon, lots of different places. Okay, so we'll get to it and we'll start taking the light bulbs out, and I'll show you how to do this. I'll show you guys underneath the microscope, but there's a little wire bent up in these. So just a little wire bent up in here, and all you're going to do is you're going to just bend these things out. So I'm going to do one underneath the microscope, and then I'll put that up on there. And it's just 2 seconds, it pops right out. And then all you're going to do is take it out. And all it is, it's basically to protect the wires from shorting out. There's a little groove I'll show you underneath the microscope on the other side of it. Okay, so got the little plastic cap off of that one. I'm just going to show you guys this underneath the microscope. I'm just going to record this here, and I can throw it up here. It'll be probably somewhere around here. So it's the wire's just lying across it, and it's soldered on. So it doesn't look too hard. You just got to try and get the lights back in the middle, and then solder the wires on. This one here didn't even have any wires extended out the side. Just this one did. That one a little bit there too. So we're going to work on just soldering these off, and we'll do that, and we'll take them all off and we'll replace them all. Okay, so we're going to get to it, and I'll show you guys. I'll pull all this apart, and we'll get to it. Okay, so I took most of the light bulbs out. A bunch of them are broken, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how I take them out. So all I do is I come in and heat it up. Heat up the one side, and flick the wire out. And so you just heat up the one side, you flick the wire out, and the light bulb falls out. And just make sure that's smooth. That's it. Then you get ready to do the next one. Okay, and that's how you take them all out. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get all the light bulbs set up to place them back in and put the new ones in and solder them in. Okay, so we're going to put them in. Basically, all I did was bend them out. They were straight, bent them out on a kind of an angle. I'm going to put them back down. I already took them all out. Then you kind of just line it up as best you can. You take your soldering iron. I always put a little bit of solder on it, just so it's hot. I also have something to move it around with. Well, you're just going to kind of hold it in place on one side so it doesn't move. Just try and solder it and keep it centered. And that's soldered in. And that's how you do it. So I'll do a little close-up with the microscope. I'll even see if I can get this up into the camera a little closer so you can kind of see. Then you solder them back in. And then these little clips, you can put them back in if you like. They just kind of go in, but they don't fit as well anymore. And then you bend the wire back over, snip the wire off. And that's how you do it. Just bend that one, take a little pair of snips, snip the wire back here. Make sure you snip the wire back there. Tuck them in, make sure they're all covered up. And that's how you can put that little piece back in as well if you like. Okay, and then we'll put it back together and we'll put them in the dash. First thing you can do is you can run a voltmeter across to see if there's conductivity in between the two. Or I'm just going to put them back in the dash, plug them in, turn on, see if they all light up. But you could also use an voltmeter across it and see if it's going to work. Okay, and that's how you do it. And let's put the rest of it together. I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so you take the piece, you got it, put it in here, put on the back of that, make sure it fits in nice, it's placed properly, seated properly. Okay, it's seated very well. Then I'm going to take it, make sure all these don't fall out, and I'll put it back together. Put them in, turn it over, squeeze these, and that's it. It just pops together. Okay, and make sure they're all sealed. Everything's good. And that's how you put them back together. And then we'll screw them back into our cluster array bracket and them back in the car and see if they work. First, I'm going to go plug them in right now and make sure that they all light up before I even put them in the cluster. Okay, so we got the cluster buttons back in. We got it all back in. So just when you're putting it back together, you connect everything, then we start clipping it back in. I start from down here. I push it in, clip it in, clip in here. I push the top in the clips, and then I go around this side and do it. Little tip for everybody before you put your cluster back in, well, you got it all torn out. Give it a nice cleaning. I usually spray most of my plastic with 303. And then I kind of tidy it up. It helps just make it look like new plastic. I like it personally. Just in case anybody has anything, I haven't cleaned my car in a while because I've been working on it. My car's stored for the winter right now, so that's why it's a little dirty. But let's see how it goes. Putting it on. So I'll get the lights on. So there we go. I don't know if you can see, but all the lights are on now. I was missing half of them. Now every single one of them works. So they're all there. And for anybody else too, just so you guys know, the video before this, I fixed the digital display. And so far so good. It's kind of flashing, but that's the camera, because I'm not in the camera, it's not flashing. But I fixed my digital display. It was blinking and wouldn't go off. So I did a whole video about what I think it might have been, but in a couple months I know. So now it's only been a couple weeks and it's still working. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, hope this helps you out. Hope this helps you replace your light bulbs. I know you can put different colored ones in or whatever you want, but I kind of keep my car most to the original as I can. But you can change the light bulb colors, do whatever you want. I don't know if LEDs will work in there or not. I don't think they would. They need some kind of resistor in them, but I'm not sure. But yeah, hope that helps you out. And that's how simple it is to change the little light bulbs. Just, you know, as long as you got some good soldering skills, because it is a little tricky that way, but it's pretty simple in the end. Okay, take care.